Was my singing voice really that terrible? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dragon King Entertainment Show, where it's me again, Geeky Bear, with Dragon King Entertainment, where we are discussing Gravity Falls Season 2, Episode 2, Into the Bunker.
So obviously this one picks up with the idea, obviously, it's wrapping up the Wendy Dipper story situation. One-way love situation, I'll pull it.
Yeah.
And this one deals with him, again, not having the courage to say anything, eventually basically offering her to go with him on a mission. They go on a mission, obviously utilising this new found invisible text, which points out to a hidden location, bunker below a tree. Obviously, she's actually the most helpful part to get them in there, because she's the one that actually gets them in there. And of course, they go in there. They think it's where the creator of the book is the author. Of course, it's not. It's where a shapeshifter lives, and it deals with obviously both Dipper trying to deal with this Wendy situation right now, but also them trying to survive this shape-shifting monster, which utilizes the book to shapeshift into other monsters that we've seen. So obviously it references there. Obviously the monster's voiced by Mark Hamill, obviously one of the legend that is Mark Hamill. He's like one of the greatest voice actors out there, but most notably live action wise known for his role as Luke Skywalker in Star Wars. And as I say, it wraps up this story because obviously it comes to the point where he confesses love. And then eventually she sits down with him and actually has this heart-to-heart, points out the fact that you realise I'm older than you. This is not like a thing that can happen. I just think it's very sweet what you've gone through, what you basically these feelings. And it's a very heartfelt, nice conversation, especially to end an episode. I mean, we've had this massive chase sequence straight where we've seen like them getting chased by this weird fucking monster. Looks like a giant sperm at times. At one point, shapeshifting into both Dipper and Mabel is a weird, clone hybrid monster.
Some body terror in the episode, you know.
And I say it's a massive scare. Like, whoa, what the hell is this all the way through? And then it ends on a really nice conversation between the two. Yeah. But also, we have this idea of it's not just wrapping up this story for them. It's also pushing the mystery further.
Who the journal author is.
Because obviously the monster tells Dipper, if you keep going down this rabbit hole, you're basically going to end up looking like this. But then on top of that, we've also got this laptop that Zeus has been carrying around, thinking it's a briefcase, which is setting up another mystery because who is this F?
Property of F.
Who is this? So it's pushing the mystery further forward. So this is actually a good episode in that sense. It's actually doing the point now. It's actually something that we've noted sometimes before to episodes where it hasn't felt like it's pushing a story forward because there hasn't been anything really to push forward. But since this is the last season, and for the fact that obviously it's got to get to the point of this big grand final act, it's actually got to start pushing a story forward, and that's what it's doing. It's doing it subtly. It's not doing heavily. It's having its own random plots as it does. But within these random plots, there's actually a lot more story being pushed further to get you to this end point. Obviously now we've got this laptop which is pushing you further. Obviously this is the only one. This is one as well where Grunkle Stan's not involved.
Yep,
he takes like a massive backseat. He's not even in the episode. This is literally Dipper and obviously Wendy having their final conclusion. But then we've also got the third and fourth wheel of Zeus and Mabel helping.
It's also a really Wendy-focused episode as well.
Yes, I mean, you literally went, what a badass at one point. I mean, she's fucking taking her shirt off because she's got a cut in her leg. She's wrapping it up with a ripped shirt. And she's being an axe in her hands. Whoa, she's a badass. Even if she's literally at one point, she's trying to save Dipper from the monster with a book. She's got the axe about to fight back. And if it wasn't for Zeus's shenanigans, she would have won. Then there's a whole fight scene between her and herself.
But yeah, it was a good episode. I liked it was more actiony than the previous episode. But it does move the story forward as you said.
That's what you want, really, don't you? You want it to start pushing that story forward. So we can get to the
end
point.
It's kind of got that kind of Scooby-Doo kind of feel to it, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I get what you're saying.
Like, you've got the 4 characters minus 1, R.I.P. Scoob.
Oh no, they Velma'd him.
Yeah, he's just a drug now. Got some Scooby. Nah. But yeah, it's just, yeah. I don't have anything bad to say about this episode.
So I think it's another solid episode.
Oh,
And
definitely.
I think that's really the good thing with this so far is if I feel like if it didn't push the episode forward, then there might be the slight complaints of obviously you could probably nag a bit there, like you obviously us knowing the fact that there's an actual an actual 4-part conclusion to this season, that we know there needs to be stuff.
It's a waste of an episode.
Because obviously last season there was quite a few episodes where they just felt random, but obviously they were still good enough because of the comedy elements and the spooky elements. But especially with this season, it kind of needs to be pushing a plot forward, and I feel like this.
Yeah.
For me, is probably at the same level as the first episode. It has the spookiness, it has the mysteryness, it has the comedy, and it has the story elements still pushing forward by adding new things to it, i.e. the laptop. Okay, what's your verdict then? What's your rating verdict?
I would say it's tough because I liked the comedy aspect of the previous episode, but I like the seriousness and the push of this episode. So it's about the same as the last episode, as a 9. But I'm going to say this one gets a bit more than a 9 because of how good it is. I'm going to give it a 9.2.
Oh, very close to my mindset on that one. I've already jotted down as a 9 as well. I was kind of working around that. I like to have a base point to work off, and 9's my base point. And I was mine's going 9.1. I think my mindset is going to go over 9.1, so I'm going to go one step just below you on it, and go with the 0.1. It's a good episode. It's a good way. It's a good pushing forward of the plot episode, and I like how they've handled the start of this series. It's handled a lot better than the first series, the first 2 episodes. Definitely. But I feel like it's because it's the case of it kind of the second episode just needed to be another mystery sort of like thing. There was not really a plot really until they brought in Gideon, so that's the problem. It had that point of it didn't have a plot till he was brought in, but even when he was brought in, it was only when he was present that the plot was kept going forward. Because realistically, we both know the last part was it's just the Gideon story. So the only way the plot could go forward was when it utilised the Gideon stuff. So a lot of it was just random stuff of them trying to figure out the town, and that was it. Whereas I say, so far this one is slowly pushing forward. The plot is finding the author.
Yeah.
And it's pushing that forward pretty well, in my opinion.
Agreed.
So obviously, I agreed to do the outro, so you didn't have to do them. So yes, obviously, if you've seen episode 2 of Gravity Falls Season 2, put your thoughts in the comments below. Are you enjoying the way they're handling the series this time round? And if you so, put your thoughts on that in the comments as well. Obviously, next time we'll be moving on to episode 3, which is Alex.
The Gulf War.
We're doing that next time. Obviously, until then you can check out season 1, but we covered all them. We've got Pokemon. If you for some reason don't like Gravity Falls but randomly stumbled upon this episode, we do have Pokemon reviews. We also have DC movie reviews. We have the Dragon Prince reviews and some random Christmas ones. I feel bad because we missed Christmas this year with this show, because obviously I gave you time to settle in.
If you haven't noticed at all, I have a new background. I am not in the same house as I was in. I'm not even in a house now. I'm in a cardboard box on the street. That's what it feels like.
It's a nice cardboard box.
Yeah, it's quite roomy. It's got 2 bedrooms, kitchen, a bathroom, a hallway.
Damn.
The living room, dining room.
Right. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up now. Okay, so we're hoping you enjoyed, and check out. I think Alex is on about maybe starting to stream again at some point. Hopefully, by the point these episodes are going out, he started to stream again.
Possibly.
If not, we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
If you like what you've seen, don't be afraid to throw us a little like and subscribe. That's always very appreciated over here. And, well, I'll see you on the next video.